Gods were like, you're not filming. Look, it's like the joy of farming. There's tractors everywhere. Look. There's a tractor. There's another tractor. And look in front of me. Tractor. Another tractor right here. Tractor. That's so fun. It's like you're living in the beauty of the glamour of the farming world. The beauty of how many superheroes are the reason we have truckers that deliver all the food and beautiful products everywhere. Look at that. That's so glamorous. That's so beautiful. We're living in the world of the farmer. Oh, that's so cool. Ooh, look at the sky. Pretty sky, too. A lot of gods saying hi to me. There's a lot of gods trying to hide and say, I love you, good morning. In case you look at the clouds and you're like, when you look in the clouds and you kind of see a face, it's usually a bunch of gods. Look at all these tractors. It is so cool. I love mecha and thermal. I love farming. Farming is so cool. I still remember when some guy gave me a bag of grapes, and he had farmed the grapes, and they were in a bag. Oh, fresh grapes and fresh farming food. And, oh, the beauty of farms. I'm still mesmerized that they have farms in the desert. That is so cool. Farms and ranches in desert. Whoa. That's so fun. I remember when I was little. When I was little, let me roll the window up because all the tractors and stuff. When I was little, there was Annie, Ruth, and Uncle Ed. Annie, Ruth, and Uncle Ed were part of that family chosen by the devil. But Uncle Ed decided the devil was a dumb shit, and he ended up liking good gods more than bad gods. And Annie Ruth always liked me, so she just didn't like the devil as much anymore because she liked me more than the devil. So Annie Ruth used to tell the devil to fuck off. I kind of like Bonnie, and I just don't really like somebody like the devil saying it's our time to be the ruler, and it's part of hurting some little Bonnie. I don't tend to want to hate her for any reason. But Aunt Bonnie, there was a lady called Aunt Bonnie. She could not hate me enough just because I existed. The devil rides and rides you, but you decide who you want to be in the end, you know? Because Annie Ruth said, you're the devil that says we get to be the rulers and Bonnie's the enemy, but she's just some little kid, and I don't want to be gross like that for no reason. Or just hateful and abusive. I'm not going to do it. And that was Annie Ruth and Uncle Ed. And you can always go to My Queen, and learn all about them. The children of God got to visit Grandma in Pink, Annie Ruth, Uncle Ed, and all these legendary people that were chosen by the devil, a bad devil, but ended up loving me and good gods. Well, Annie Ruth and Uncle Ed used to take me to these farming areas where they would farm like cotton. So I guess maybe the desert is best for certain things like cotton. I'm not a farm expert. I kind of suck. Like geography, I'm not the best farming expert. But and you might say, how can you be a god that runs things? Well, gods run the science of the reality of the creation of everything. They don't go down to the level. So that's why I have to talk to doctors. That's why I love to read like dental and medical research and reports, because you have to get help from the human to be way down at the human level. Gods don't run things like humans do. You know, but I got to see all these fun farmings, and Annie Ruth and Uncle Ed would stop on the side of the road and let us pick some of the cotton and realize how hard it is to pick cotton out of one of those plants. They're very not fun. A cotton plant is not fun. So back in the days of slavery, a slave had to get enough cotton out of the plants, or they'd get beaten by the end of the day. Maybe this country was always saying fuck you to God, huh? Killing the Native Americans, and maybe gods just wanted to believe in white men and found out right right away. They weren't worth believing in. And this is the ending you kind of know would probably happen. Yeah. Hey, I'm just trying to get you guys ready for that Avengers movie and living like you guys are in the Matrix and stuff. It could get brutal, God against man. Just trying to help you guys always realize that the world's not a good place. So when they have murdered the death of God or a dead God, it might get pretty bad. We're going to try to make it the best, happiest experience. Well, that could go kind of bad. But anyway, I wanted to ask the children of God to say a prayer through my queen about slavery. So children of God, if you guys could say a prayer about slavery. Slavery does still exist in other areas, and God's trying to stop it. The way God's created Martin Luther King Jr. and a lot of things. Which Martin Luther King Jr. got killed, and Kennedy was a really good president, good man, got killed. Maybe the story was always obvious all along. And we just didn't want the children of God to be subjected to the fight of good and bad. But I think it's going to come to this planet. So we got to, once again, bring up the Avengers movie and the Matrix movie and how powerful alien forces on a planet kind of get a little fighting and brutal and stuff. So anyway, I used to love to go with Annie, Ruth, and Uncle Ed, and it was so fun to pick out the cotton out of these plants. These plants make the cotton stuff, and the cotton has like seeds in it. So they replant the seeds. The seeds are in the cotton like a ball inside of the plant, but the plant is all dry and sticky and thorny. So these slaves, if they did not pick enough cotton and got beaten, it was horrifying, because the amount of cotton they were required to get was so gross, their hands were all mutilated sometimes by the end of the day. And they were still required to work the next day. Now, what do you think God would do to those people? What they fucking deserve. And thank you to the children of God for my queen, your prayers for the slaves that could still exist out there today. And everything and anything else that you guys pray about that matters, thank you all. Bringing the power of good at this planet is the biggest thing. When you guys say your prayers and pray for things, when you guys keep connected to my queen every day and bring the power of good, you guys are bringing the power of good to all of existence, because I am here. You might want to ask the gods what kind of powers and benefits that brings to all of you guys as good boys and good girls and children of God. And, well, here we go into the end of the world.